my time to do some pretty out there paintings, you know, and some wonderful paintings of churches and things like that for people's weddings. But I've never taken on board a commission as big as what I'm doing. I've got basically 3 massive, monstrous 50-foot murals of South Asian landscapes to do on one of the best, if not the best, Indian restaurants in the country, the Ruchee in Knottingley. I've been commissioned to do this as part of their revamp and rejuvenation of this special restaurant. So I'm honoured to do it in my own town, for my own people, in the best restaurant. I love eating here. I've been eating here for about 5-10 years or something like that. Beautiful, beautiful, the best. So let's crack on with it. It's going to be a big task, but if anyone can do it, I can. I usually do painting videos which are about half hour long, unless they're a short video. But half hour long, I can do a full painting in that, or I can edit down a painting that I've taken around about 4 or 5 hours to do into that half hour. This project is going to take days, if not weeks, to fully achieve. So I will have to edit a hell of a lot out of it just to make it watchable. You know, 'cause nobody really likes to watch paint dry, do they? So before I start, I take a moment just to digest how big this task really is. I mean, these walls are absolutely massive. I start off on the smaller of the walls, and I just go back to my wheelhouse, which is mountains, skies and a little bit of water. So what I'm doing here is just sketching in a loose representation of where the mountains will be. After I've got the mountains in place and put a little bit of a burnt sky in there, I just try and do some shading in the mountains. A little bit of light colour on the light side and a little bit of darker blue on the shadow side. Day 2 in this very massive project, and I'm beginning to think that with the acrylic paint already on there and dry, why don't I just do it how I would usually do it and hit it with a little bit of oil paint on top of that. So that's what I may do. I fetch the tubes of paint, but I'm going to crack on, do a little bit more and see where we go from there. I'm really enjoying this massive, massive project. Happy days. This is seriously hard because not only is it emulsion, which is a latex water-based paint, I've also mixed in some acrylic, which can be mixed together with emulsion, but on the surface, it's like, it seems to be super duper gessoed, which makes it really, really absorbent as well. So as soon as you put a little bit of watery paint on the surface, it's absorbed, it's almost dry completely within a matter of seconds, which means I can't do the usual thing of pull water straight down and then go across. The reflections won't work like that. So I'm having to adapt a different way, which, when your nose is touching the canvas, or in this case, this 50-foot wall, is not very easy to see. It just looks like, to me, a kid's painting. But when you go stand at the other side of the restaurant, this will come alive, and that's the game. That's the nature of it, I'm afraid. Anyway, we're cracking on, we're doing well, we're getting there. We're not almost ready for the foregroundy stuff, but I think I might have to darken this water off in places and work on the reflections of the coastline there, on the river bank there as well. Happy days. So if you squint your eyes, you can just about pick me out on the right hand side of the screen. I am just painting the big trees. What I'm trying to do is encase the composition in. These trees act like a bit of a border, drawing your eyes into the centre. Back in the restaurant, I don't know if you can see that just there. Well, there. Anyway, so we're back in the restaurant, and I think this kind of wall is almost done. Maybe I'll touch a few little things up, but I'm going to tackle this wall today, which is this big floral design. Well, all I'm going to try and get done before the end of play today is just coat it, I think. Mask some areas off and coat it. I'm still in the design process of this wall. I think we're going to have a big, which direction are you looking at there? A big waterfall, some kind of Atlas mountains in the background, green mountains. I think the restaurant owner wanted, you know, floral, fauna and floral stuff thrown in there as well. nice big rivers, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Plenty of blues, plenty of greens, plenty of a nice, you know, restaurant-y kind of colours. Now I've prepped some walls in my time and done some painting and decorating. I've also prepped some canvases, but I've not really crossed them both together. What I'm doing is I'm going straight over the wallpaper with a latex water-based magnolia colour on this. This wall is like nearly 40 foot long and about 9 foot high, so definitely the biggest canvas I've ever attempted to paint on. So yeah, I'm just giving it it looks like I'm going to need about 6 coats of paint first, which is quite frustrating really. It's not like your little 18 by 24 inch pre-primed gessoed canvas. So yeah, this is going to take some time, but well worth it. So I'm back from my pilgrimage to Rome, and obviously it's been a fair few days since I painted the white on there. So now what I'm doing now is just sketching in this monstrous wall, this massive wall, in a little bit of light grey colour. So Dill and Bilal want a little bit of a river and some big waterfalls and lots of green mountainous hills. So we're going to put all that in, but first of all let's get the sketch down and then we can start working on some bright blue skies, lovely green hills, massive crashing waterfalls and a big massive river. Happy days. So I'm using some aquamarine and some blue mixed with a lot of white acrylic paint, and I'm just going over this side to side strokes with this paint, just to give the indication of some fast flowing water. Of course, obviously this is only the first colour that I'll put on. I'll put several different layers of different coloured blues. We want it lighter towards the horizon line and darker down here at the front, so we'll get some deeper blues in there as well. But I just want a little bit of light on the water. I'm not painting the white just yet. I'm just letting it just flow. Let it flow. A wise man once said, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. If you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see here, most of the river is in place now. Various shades of blues, greens, turquoises, everything going on there. I've gone over the sky with a cyan blue, okay, a very nice bright blue. I've put some paler colours down at the horizon. I've blended them together the best I can, but when they're fully dry, which will be probably about an hour's time, they should look like they merged together. But while it's still damp-ish, I'm going to get a little bit of white paint on a fan brush and really stretch up and just float in a few little wispy kind of clouds, just trying to appear some subtle indications of some clouds just creeping over what would be this enormous Asian mountain range. So yeah, it's coming on great, but pretty long work, you know, thirsty work. Time to get started with the distant hills. Okay, now these are going to be green mountains covered in lush foliage. So I'm starting off with a pale green colour, and again this is just acrylic mix, so it's just a pale green colour. I'm thinking, because we've got a little bit of time, okay, I'm going to hit the base of this with some oil paints, okay, just to mist it up rather than try and tone myself to death with a lot of different kinds of acrylic paint. So obviously this will need to dry completely, but I'll do that after I've completed the whole composition. Okay, just as I would do on a normal canvas. Yeah, these are green, lush mountains, as opposed to the ones that we did on the other side of the restaurant. They are, like, that's the view of the Himalayas from Bangladesh. These are nice green jungle mountains. So there we go. Happy days. I usually do painting videos which are about half hour long, unless they're a short video. But half hour long, I can do a full painting in that. Or I can edit down a painting that I've taken about 4 or 5 hours to do into that half hour. This project is going to take days, if not weeks, to fully achieve. So I will have to edit a hell of a lot out of it just to make it watchable. You know, 'cause nobody really likes to watch paint dry, do they? Now, what I'm doing is just blocking in some big colours. So progressively getting darker from the light greens right down to a very dark green, which almost looks black, but it is a green colour. Okay, but you've got to look for it. It probably doesn't show up on the video, but it will do when you come and visit this fantastic restaurant, which I hope you do. And if you do, come and say hello to the guys and say, "Bah, that painting looks good. Is it a photograph?" So we're just blocking in these colours now, and then we can paint about 20 million trees on top of this from the jungle. So while I've been busy doing all the foliage, the guys have been in and they've delivered all and they've built up all the seating. So the restaurant is really taking shape now. What I'd like to show you, if you just come round here, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze to finish off the painting, but we'll get through it. Like little trees, I don't know if you can see all this lot on there. But next thing is now, let's focus on some of this waterfall stuff, so I will show you some of that action. Happy days. I'm going to try and work on this big stone here. So it's been painted in a bluey grey colour. Okay, so I'm just using a little bit of dark black, almost brown. And I'm just going to scrumble in, scrumble is a word, just some shadow work, okay? Just scrumble it in and give it a nice rocky feel, rocky texture. Obviously darker down towards where it meets the water. And just basically kind of like dry brush this stonework in. Okay. This really wears your brushes out, so use an old brush for this. I think we're getting somewhere there like that. And then eventually we'll put a little bit of lighter colour on the light side. I'll get a close-up of this in a moment. But for now, we'll just scrumble in a little bit of stony work. So I've basically got rid of most of the paint on the brush, and I'm using a touch of ivory into that dirty colour that we've used. I'm just going to touch on and just gently pick out some grayer spots. Thick amounts of paint, don't be stingy on paint, okay? It's got to look and feel like a stone. I'm just working on the highlights. I'm using ivory, not white. It's got a little bit of a yellow kind of cast to it, you know, a bit of a creamy, buttery colour. Almost like butter chicken, okay? Just work on the highlights, one highlight at a time. There we go, keep going. So what I'm doing is I'm just pushing in a little bit of dark colour, so the actual waterfall, this is absolutely huge. I can only just reach to the very top of this waterfall, and I'm stood on tiptoes here, and that's like an 18-inch paintbrush handle on there. So anyway, I'm just scrubbing in a little bit of dark colour, you know, lumpy in places, and a little bit dry brushing in others, just to give some shade, so it looks like the sides of the cliffs are kind of pointing inwards towards the water itself. You know, I can see I've just painted this one all in black, so when we hit it with a little bit of white and blue over the top, we've got a nice trickling waterfall down into the bottom. I'm still in two minds on what to do with the, if you know, you know, in two minds what to do with the colour of the water. Maybe it's too blue now. Now I've got the green on there, but I'll have a think about that. What's your thoughts, guys? Right, let's see if I can get this in. So I'm using a fan brush, and as you can see, I've done a couple of the waterfalls already, but on that dark black browny background, we're just going to put in a little bit of water, and it crashes over there and straight down. Keep this as straight as you can. And I'm trying to keep it as straight as I can. It comes over there. I'm using a tiny amount of paint to start with, and then I can build it up, and then it comes across there like so and crashes all the way down there, right where it reaches the bottom. Okay, now I'll take a step back, make sure it's all straight, and if not, I'll straighten it up, and then I'll add some little waterfalls into the big river. A bit of oversight, really, on perhaps my behalf, but most of the foreground on the Himalayan mountain view has been blocked. So all the undergrowth and the tree trunks and stuff like that has gone. But we know it's there, don't we? So when you come to the Ruchee, you know that there's a little bit of secret painting underneath this big epic scene. Okay, let me take you over here and see what we're getting done. Okay, it's still really big painting. I'm painting a few little houses into the foliage. I have to sneak in here now, and just like that, and then we'll continue to paint a few little tree trunks and stuff like that on some of the foliage. The waterfalls are all in place. That's the big stone that I was demonstrating to you a few hours ago. Yeah, the waterfalls are now in place. Just gotta perhaps work on a little bit more mist and stuff like that down there. But we're cracking it. We're getting there. We're not too far away. I still am in 2 or 3 minds about the colour of the water. But my wife says it's okay. If it's okay by her, it should be okay for us. But you know, I don't know. I think obviously it needs some reflections, and then we'll see where we go with it. Happy days. Okay, I'm almost done, which is pretty cool, right? But I'm just putting some reflections into the river. So I've got a little bit of a muddy green colour, and I'm just going to pull them down straight from the bank. Now obviously on a wet oil painting, I can really blend these, but you can't do it with acrylics. So what I'm doing is I just pull it down, and then I just go side to side slowly with the fan brush, and then just carry on, do a little bit at a time, little and often. Okay, you can't go across the whole thing and come back because it'll have dried. So just do a little bit of and often, and that should give the indication of a little bit of reflected scenery down into the water. And it may change the tone of the water. Well, it will do. It'll change the tone of the water as well, which is something that's been bugging me. So I know it's hard to see this image from where we are now because of all the seating that's in place, but I think we've got a finished painting. I really have enjoyed this. All I need to do now is, I mean, look how massive this is. This is absolutely humongous. Biggest painting I've ever done and possibly will ever do. It's been enjoyable. Pushed me out of my comfort zone, and that's what we've got to do, isn't it? You know, and I just hope that the people of the restaurant, when they come to dine here, the people of the town come to dine here, see this, and I know that guy who did that, you know, just lives down the road. I'm just, I wish I could take a better photograph, but all the stuff's in the way. But yeah, it's been enjoyable, and I don't think we're fully done yet. I mean, I do need to remove the masking tape and stuff like that, but I'll let it properly set first before, see, I put a little tree there as well, before I carry on. Some people out there in the house, big old waterfalls and stuff crashing down and things like that. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this one. It's been thoroughly enjoyable, and let me know how you think I've gone on. Can you see me? I'm over here. I'm just removing the masking tape and a clear dividing line, like a little border, not a little border, that goes all the way around, right down the restaurant. Looks pretty cool, yeah? Okay, folks, I think we're finished. I'm hoping we're finished. I have just had a word with the restaurant owners, and they are absolutely over the moon with the way that the paintings have taken shape, and I am as well. It's really put me out of my comfort zone. The biggest picture I did prior to today was something like about 4 foot, I think 3 or 4 feet. This big one behind us there, that's close to 40 foot long, you know, so a massive painting. And then we've also got the view of the Himalayas there from the Ganges. That's a nice painting as well, like the mountains in that one. The big green one, it's got lots of crashing waterfalls in the background, you know, and lots of movement in that picture, which is pretty cool as well. So I'm gonna wrap it up, you know, go clean my brushes and have a well-earned break. But I'm gonna come back to the restaurant once the guys have if you can hear some banging anyway, I think there's a gym upstairs. It's not my art going. In the time it's taken me to paint this, I've spent about 6 or 7 days in here on and off, in between my other scheduled stuff. But in the time it's taken me to paint this, we've had a Pope pass away, a new one elected, Leeds won the championship and promoted to the Premier League, which is amazing, and also we had a parade in Leeds as well, which is amazing. Though I was coughing up blue and yellow smoke for about 3 or 4 days afterwards. Anyway, if you're from Knottingley or the surrounding areas and you come to this place, the Ruchee on the hilltop, bob in and have a look and let me know down in the comments how you think I've done with the paintings. You know, it's really been a proud moment for me, you know, and I hope you guys like it. I hope the restaurant owners like it. I know they do. But yeah, it means a lot to me, this, you know, big massive painting in my own town. So thanks for allowing me to be part of it, you know. Knottingley, love the place. Walls 1 and 2 I've done in the other side of the restaurant, and we've got like literally a day or two, and I've got a really big epic image in mind of a golden sunset. So this is about 40 foot long canvas, well, it's a wall, but I've just plotted in where the sun's going to be, and we're going to have nice golden sunset going up into a purpley blue sky, maybe even put some stars in there and some dark silhouetted trees. So that's what we're going to do on the main restaurant. I've got very little time to do it, so if I don't get much footage done, you'll appreciate why. But let's crack on, do some painting. Happy days. Sunsets are one of the most beautifulest things to paint, but they do take a lot of time and a lot of blending and a serious amount of colour decisions. These purples look absolutely amazing. Okay, I still need to work on the sun, that's not bright enough for me, but if we get some darker colours on the wall, such as the blues up here, the purples, it will pop out. Okay, so what I'm doing is just throwing in a few little shades of purple into this midnight blue effect, and I'm going to darken the top so it's almost black. We're getting there. A couple of hours and we're getting there. Well, I'm in the tea room part of the restaurant. You can see the view of the Himalayas there, that big painting we did first, and then right round the back there we've got the big jungly mountains with the waterfalls and everything like that. And I've kind of got to a stage in the main restaurant now. If we just walk through here and we have a look around. Now this is the sunset, okay? Now it still needs a lot of work doing, which I'll finish tomorrow. Some big trees and other things like that to push that sky really far back, and I may have to blend a little bit more of the sky with a bit more of the acrylics once this lot's dry. Just want to draw your attention, there's another artist that's been here, was here before me, and this fabulous piece of work that you can see there, this blue and orange piece of work. So if you come to the restaurant and see this is not my work, it's absolutely fabulous, but I don't know if that artist was available or not, or they just heard on the grapevine that the master lives round here, I don't know. But that's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll make a really good start on the foliage and the big trees. Happy days. So what I'm doing is just adding a little bit of crimson and magenta to the underside of the clouds, far up in the sky. Okay, we're on day 2 now, so most of this it will all be dry. So we can work on the foliage at the front, some big trees, rearrange the sky if need be. But I just need to get a bit more pinky purpley colour up here and tying together all these little shapes. I've also painted a few little stars as well, but we'll put some twinkles on those in a while. But yeah, we'll just carry on doing this. I keep, every now and again, keep stepping back, taking a little bit of a view, because it's completely different from when you're painting in a studio with, let's say, a 20-inch canvas. This is 40 foot long, so here it just looks like a blur of colour. So I've got to keep taking a step back. Anyhow, let's carry on. People keep walking past waving. Anyway, you can see I've put a layer of mist right here that will separate the hills. And what I'm doing, I'm just taking a very dark purpley black colour. It'll look black on the video, but it is in fact a very dark purple. So I'm just going to paint this on there like so, as you can see. Go up to the mist. This is completely, well, I painted it about 20 minutes ago, so it will be fairly dry. And then with the side of the brush, what we're going to do is just tap up, and this will give like the grassy effects that you see in Southeast Asia. Okay, so there we go. Just tap that up like that. So I'm going to continue that all the way along, about 40 foot that way, and then we're going to crack on, paint some big silhouetted trees and stuff like that. Happy days. Mergacha, hi daddy. Lamb chops. Anyway, I've got no time to think about food. God, I'm hungry. I've got to get on with this. I've got the highlights to put on the foliage. I've painted the trees and a lot of the foliage, but I've got to crack on. Well, my belly rumbles. Let's bring you up to the canvas. Now we're right under an LED light, so the lighting might be a little bit off, but I've basically got a pinky off-white colour. You can see I've gone down the side of this palm tree just there, but I'm just going to touch on and just give a little stroke of highlight to some of these big fan palm prongs. Okay, now I will neaten this up when I put the camera down, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight on how it's done. Okay, and maybe there's a bit over here, wherever's catching that big old sun there. Yeah, happy days. Right, this is gonna be hard to do, but we're going to paint some stars. So just put a little bit of a line there, like that. Hold the knife and take a dry finger and just pull straight down, the thumb straight up. Okay, this will give the twinkle in the star. Okay, and then across that way. I'm not going to do every star, just enough to give a little bit of a there's a twinkling star up in the sky. Oh, just underneath the sun, just down here in the foliage, I'm just going to put some really bright sparklers of foliage because the underpainting is almost black. You put a bit of yellow on there and it will appear like a shade of green, on the black side of things, those who making fun of me this morning, taking the mick out of my hair when I was buying black hair dye. That black hair dye was not for me, folks. It's just generally very, very dark hair, okay? And I put a lot of lacquer on. That black hair dye was for my wife. You know who you are. It's a bit difficult to paint a 40-foot painting and film it without a tripod. Silly me, forgot it, okay? But I'm just pushing in some grasses with this palette knife. This palette knife was a present from a really good friend of mine. It got me for my 40th birthday 5 years ago, and it's been in every painting I've done ever since, whether on canvas, painting with it, or mixing paints as well. So probably about 2,000 pictures. But anyway, use it every single time I paint. Happy days. Let's sign this sucker. I'm gonna use this paint, and I'm just gonna sign this sucker right there. This is how I sign it, just initial, just like that. I don't know why I'm signing it. It's absolutely enormous. And it's not like you can take it down and take it anywhere, but still, we've signed it. Finished painting. Well, there we have it, folks. Some more people just waiting. There we have it, folks. We have got a finished painting. Okay, this massive, long sunset with a little bit of a misty foreground. Okay, the camera, to be honest, does not do it justice. I've really enjoyed these projects. Thanks to the guys at Ruchee for inviting me for this project. 3 massive paintings. I've really loved it. Really loved every single minute of it. It's been trying. Let's go through here. Let's go to the tea room side of things. I've shown you this many times. We've got all the stuff there, the big waterfalls and all that lot. And then we've got the mountains on this side. There we go. It really looks the business, doesn't it? Okay. This is people still training upstairs. But listen, the next time you'll see me, guys, is sat on one of these tables on opening night, having a couple of curries and some tasty beverages as well. So if you see me, just say hello, okay? In fact, you'll probably see this video after that, so that might be a bit silly. But anyway, say hello anyway. I'll see you soon. So we're here at the Ruchee. It's opening night, or revamp night, and everyone seems to be in a really good mood. It's absolutely rammed in here. I can't wait to get on to some food. And people seem to be impressed with the paintings as well. This is the business, this is what I'm talking about. That food just looks... Oh. I'm here with Bilal and Dil, and it's been an absolute epic night. I've absolutely loved the company, loved the food. The food was amazing, so well done, guys. And I just want to thank you for being, making me part of your 20th anniversary. It really has been an honour to paint the walls, and for you guys to trust me to do that really does mean something. So thank you, Dil. Thank you.
And I'd like to say a few words. Dan did amazing job here.
Oh, thank you.
You can see behind us, that's his job. And this is only a bit, and we've got a few other on the other side of the wall. You can see them, and brilliant job, and really appreciate that for your effort, time, and contributions, and you still be there for a long time.
Oh, I hope.
Thank you, and should thank you, mate.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What we'd like to do, we would like to show a couple more paintings done inside the restaurant. Amazing painting, as you can see behind us. What a beautiful painting. Dan, honest to God, you are a very talented man.
Thank you, Bill.
And like I said to you, if you like to follow us, Leon, we will take you to the next room and show the 2 paintings Dan has done. Mesmerizing. As you can see, this is another painting of Dan over here. This is beautiful. Absolutely, what can we say?
Make this speak. It looks like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too far off.
Yeah, it's there.
This was actually Dan's first painting, was our second?
No, that's the first.
That's the first one, yeah.
This was the first painting Dan did in our restaurant.
There's a bit more painting under there, a little bit of
it's just come up with
it's an oversight on my behalf. I just wanted to make it as big as I could,
Well,
So
if anybody would like anything like this, then please get in touch with Dan, because you will not regret. We can assure you this lovely painting, as you can see, you will speechless.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.